Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, hello. So, I decided to go with this model right now because this is the one that writes. This is the one that writes. Normally, I'd go with either a chibi model or this one, and this is the one I'm kind of in the mood for. You know, this is the one I'm in the mood for today. She could be a little sassy. She could be a little sassy. I do want to use the Yami model at some point. I kind of miss using that one. But I can't find a reason to use her. I can't find a reason to use her. I have a couple models, and I've saved each of them for a purpose. Like, you're going to find out later in some videos in a YouTube channel, but I have one model for stories. Um, I have we enabled keys for like chippies and stuff yet on Twitch? Have we enabled those? I'm gonna look. Did we enable those? Oh, yeah, I see it. Oh, look at the price on those. look at the price on those. Oh gosh. Oh, you could have told me. I could have added some pictures. Gotta added some pictures on those. I could have showed you how to add pictures. We could have picked some together. We only added two. We didn't add the other one. Anyway. Oh. those are standard prices for transformation potion these days. Really? Who told you that? Who told you that? Who told you those are Miyuki, hi, welcome. No! Where'd I go? It didn't work. No! Where'd I go? I don't like you. Just as we had someone come in, you had to do this to me? Rar. 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 At least this one can type. At least this one can type. No, the worst thing. The worst thing. You made me disappear. Yep, you made me disappear. Is this what you do on people's channels? Miyuki, is this what you do on people's channels? I think the worst thing, though, about this... He's humming like I'm out. I got that fanfic for you, by the way. I wrote a couple separate ones because I didn't get any details, but I got that fanfic. No! No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah. Hi, thank you for your devotion. Yeah, for fanfics, I need a bit more detail. Like, what kind of fanfic? What you're looking for? Like, what kind of... Like, if it's, like, romance... level of intensity... How far you want to go with it. Things like that, yep. But for the transformation... You give them creative freedom. Yeah. A word count, that's another one. A word count. You want a short one, a long one. Writers, artists. Yeah, I like those too. I like to give art. That's why I like doing skebs. I'm like, hey, this is kind of what my character is. Go crazy. This is what my character is. Go crazy. I like seeing what kind of ideas they have. I like seeing what ideas they have. But Scribs, with this model that you did, once it switches back, that model is huge. That model is huge. She's gonna come back. She's gonna come back stomping. Oh gosh. She's gonna come back stomping. Ugh. Speaking of stories, though. Speaking of stories, today's you should see how the prism chibifies. Yeah. It's the same one that my sis has. It's the same one Rosalie has. I speak spinach. I do speak spinach. It goes bleh. It goes bleh. Bleh, 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 bleh. Sí puedo hablar español más o menos. Mi familia es de México, pero de dos partes. No he ido mucho tiempo. Solo fui a los veranos, pero cuando fue pequeña. Pero ahora ya no voy. Ya no voy. Quiero regresar, pero demasiado tiempo ha pasado. I went to Mexico. That's how I learned Spanish. But then I stopped going. So my Spanish is like at half. My Spanish is like at half. So there's a good chunk of words I don't know. There's a good chunk of word I don't know. Oh, I was never able to ask. How was your New Year's? How was your New Year's? Yeah. Yeah. Every time I get placed with someone that is like fluent, I get terrified. I get terrified. Because then they talk so fast. I'm like, man, I didn't know I was playing reggaeton. I didn't know you were doing that. I didn't know you were doing reggaeton, man. I didn't know that's where I was. No te creas. Siento, pero no. Cámate de dónde. Oh. Yeah. My dad was from. Hold on. Jalisco. My mom. Ojo de Agua. That's what it was. I always forget my mom's. It took me a long time to remember what hers was because it sounded so weird. Eye of Water, and then Jalisco. Jalisco's, as far as I knew, was like famous. At least every time I talked to someone, they knew exactly where that was, but they never knew where my mom's was. They were like, "What's that part?" They're like, "What is that? Where is that?" I'm like, "I don't know." My mom's was farmland. My mom's was like all farmland. My dad's was a bit more developed, but not by too much. There were still animals everywhere. I love the animals. The animals were still everywhere. I love the animals. Ah, Puerto Vallarta. You're over here like writing Spanish. I could barely. I got all the speaking, but the writing is like I could barely do that one. I could barely do that one. Oh, that was another one too. I think we went there from time to time. Guadalajara. We went there from time to time. Guadalajara. Wait, you got the. You're typing out like with the little accents on top of like the N and stuff. How do you do that? How do you got that typing in there? I want that. And man, I want to do that. That's the thing. I want to get my Spanish better. Try to get my partner to do it. They do it on and off, but yeah, they do it like on and off. The other language I'm trying to learn is Japanese. Sometimes some sign language on and off, but that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Anyone else trying to learn any other language? Oh, keyboard space. I always gotta write down notes or I'm gonna forget. Voy a olvidar muy rápido. ADHD no me va a ayudar para nada. A veces sí, pero demasiado no. It's not gonna help me with my ADHD. Oh, wait. I remember one time I accidentally left, what was that one? Some kind of thing where it was like a voice. There he goes. Quiero practicar español. There he goes. The one where you had to like voice on the computer or something, so I couldn't use my keyboard or anything, and I could not reverse it for a long time. Watch Shrek in Spanish. Oh my gosh, yes. 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 Uno, dos, cuatro, hit it. That's. Oh, okay. And then you do that. And then I write that down. And then I leave that piece of paper somewhere, and then it's gone. In the wind. Thank you, Miyuki. Okay. How long has this thing been on? Is it on a timer? I feel like it's been on a timer. But this is my room. This is my room. This is the summoning circle. Welcome. Welcome. We got books over here. We got books over here. We got potions. I don't think I've summoned anything yet. Not yet, at least. I haven't gone around the corner yet. This is my room. But for right now, instead of reading anything... Oh, wait. I can't do that one yet. I forgot we're writing today. Cozy. Yes, it's very cozy. Ah! Well, there it goes. This is going to be interesting. See, I said she was going to be huge. I said she was going to be huge. At least it gives me a minute to bring this back. Oh, Miyuki, weren't you playing with the prism model? How'd that turn out? I still never got my updates. Oh, that's what it was. Yes. Had to recolor everything. Had to mess with the outfits. I'm trying to remember. I think they gave some stuff for that. Rosalie said she was going to give someone the Rosalie said that she was having someone experiment with it. I can't remember. I thought it was you. Yeah, she said someone was going to experiment with it. I brought a lot of writing. Wait, is there? Do I not have music playing today? Oh, I got to bring out music to play. I brought a lot of writing things today. The first one that we're going to look at, though, so I brought... The first one we're going to look at, though, is the nanny story. Because that's the one that I'm going to be publishing on AO3. I think we always put it at 200. But first, let me get some music going. There is a free place to get music. That's where I'm having all this music from. I think I'm going to do hip-hop today. Oh. This music... Sorry, this music always starts really loud. I forget. At least for me, it starts really loud. Oh, it's decent on the headphones. Let me know if it's too loud or if it's needs to be changed at all. Yeah, so I have the nanny story today. This is the one I want to look at just to be able to publish on AO3. I'm going to publish it one chapter at a time. I'm probably going to commission art for it, but not right now. After that, depending on how many people we have like in chat and stuff, we might do some fun story games like we did last time. But otherwise, I want us to look over Red Bracelet again. I want to be able to edit it. I feel like I really need to slow down and take time to look over and see what I can edit. Otherwise, going back to the romance novel is what we can actually start looking at and continue writing for writing's sake. Oh, I can't wait to look at it. Do you do it for fun? Man, I'm getting a lot of messages. The amount of notifications I have is ridiculous. Oh, I have a lot of notifications. I need to clear all these notifications. Notif. Oh yeah, these are a lot. I think my favorite. Man, the prison model had a lot of stuff in it. I can't use it right now though because my tech guy doesn't work on it enough to let me use it now. I barely started coloring it. Over the weekend. I had a lot of other stuff to do too. Oh yeah, for memes. Drank one of her potions. That's fair, I like that. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's see. What do I feel like doing today? I think I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time. I think I'm gonna do headband, headphones. I always like doing glasses. Then we do the mouse and keyboard. I feel like this is too big over here. I don't know. Oh, I like headpad. Thank you. Thank you for the headpad. Thank you. I like headpad. Thank you. It's so nice. Thank you. So nice headpad. I think being able to have so many different models is really interesting and fun to mess with. I only have one male model. I like the way it looks. But that's really about it. I do want to use it. But the one I have doesn't let me change the skin color. So I'm probably not going to use it. And if I do, it's not going to be a lot. I want to wait till they come out with a customizable model where you can change the skin color. They're making a lot of progress. The two that are coming out though, I feel like are taking forever to come out. Last year there was like such a big boom of customizable models. Okay, so for this one, the nanny story is there is an entrepreneur who is, after his parents passed away, he's helping his brother help raise his brother's family. It's just his wife and their one child. He's helping them raise their family by living in their house with them to help them help them financially. And things are getting he keeps arguing with like his brother's wife and stuff. So things are frustrating for everybody. But things change when they hire a nanny. And right now this is the first chapter. My chapters are pretty short, but that's because I get straight to the point with things. So I'm going to make sure to see if I can add any details for each chapter. Because I know I get straight to the point, but maybe I can expand on stuff. So I stood up from my sleek desk as I headed towards the glistening glass windows. This is when I first started writing, getting back into writing. So I just kind of wrote all of this. So I think it's going to be really rough. I don't like starting over on stories though, so I don't really feel like editing anything. But I'll throw it out there just because. Just a black carpet floor, a simple desk in the middle. See, I could have specified on that. What does that mean, simple? What does a simple desk mean? You know what? As an author, I can do research. Hey, Mothman. What would you consider a simple desk? Well, a simple, big office guy desk, I guess. This is my research. Ask an office guy. Ask an office guy. Ooh. A female needle ran. I'm going to see if I can go over here and... Oh, that wasn't it. Huh. That's weird. It's different. Okay, an L, that's what I was looking for. An L-shaped desk, oak desk. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to change that. Thank you. I'm going to say... See, I don't want to say L-shape. A U-shape. Because he ain't basic. I think it'll show money if it... Because I don't want to say L-shape. I want to show that the business is huge. So... I'll say U-shape. A U... No. In that case... See, no, hold on. He's a simple person, but the business is expensive. Horseshoe? What's the difference? Hold up. I have a U-shape. We've always called my desk a U-shaped desk. What's a horseshoe? What's a horseshoe? Is that just a fancier word? Okay, fancier terminology. See, now I want to call my desk a horseshoe desk. You know I like horses. What are we trying to do over here? Okay. Horseshoe. A horseshoe desk. We're gonna skip all the extra words. And not in the middle, but in the center. Not even in the center. Centered. I'm just gonna hold on. I'm gonna place hold this. Hi Sarah, how are you? Welcome, welcome. And glass windows hug the room. I said, oh, thank you for the head pet. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I love me some head pets. Yes. Yes, perfect. Head pet. More. More. Sad. Okay. So it's, like I said, it was pretty straightforward. I literally said a simple desk and glass window. I said head pets, not hydrate. Or at least I know you can't do that for another 20 minutes. See, and that's another thing. I saved water. I didn't drink my whole water bottle because I saved water for chat. You're welcome. Ooh, Sarah out here being bad. Beating phantoms. Is there a black phantom? Or are you the black phantom? Then again, you're Sarah. You're the Sarah phantom. Seraphim. You're the Seraphim. Ooh, Seraphim. That should be your name. But here, we just changed the whole thing. I know it's one sentence, but we just literally changed the whole thing. Instead of just saying glass windows everywhere, glass windows hug the room. Much better terminology. A horseshoe desk. Is it a horseshoe desk centered the room? Or a centered horseshoe desk? I think it's horseshoe desk centered the room. Or something like that. Danny Phantom? Future street racing seasons? I'm looking forward to it. Okay, I'm just gonna say a horseshoe desk centered and glass windows hug the room. Yeah, I think that's better. A horseshoe desk centered and glass windows hug the room. I place my hand on the freezing glass. I think just saying it, because otherwise I could have said, wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna rephrase. I'm not finishing the sentence, which I probably should. I place my hand on the glass. The cold... I want to say embracing it. I'm gonna say, hold on. I could say the cold embracing it, or the cold welcoming its touch. The streets below were covered in people. They look so small and so insignificant. Then again, everything in life is. I feel like this paragraph alone is just completely different from what I had earlier. Much, much more descriptive. I'm much, much more satisfied in how I'm writing it than I was before. Sword Art Online. It does. Now that you mention it, Sarah, it does. I'm gonna move it over, actually, so we can actually see where the mouse is. The people squirmed in and out of busy traffic while infesting the already full sidewalks. The cars moved slowly due to traffic and people. I can just hear them honking for everything to move. I'm gonna see if there's anything here to change. Maybe? I mean, these are his thoughts. So he doesn't have to be descriptive. I think I'll leave this one as is. With an exasperated sigh, I returned to my desk and tapped my fingers. I stared at my laptop with all of the apps and windows closed. The screen quickly went to black with lack of use. I think I don't have to say lack of use. That if anyone knows computers, they would already know that the screen would go black because it's not being used. But some people don't know that, so I'm gonna leave it there to emphasize, to make sure that people that don't know that that's the reason that it went off. I've been finished for a couple hours at this point. Well, if I leave that sentence there, does it also indicate that? Or does it not make a difference? The screen quickly went black. So the two options are the screen quickly went black with the lack of use. I've been finished for a couple hours at this point. Or the screen quickly went black. I've been finished for a couple hours at this point. I think I like the second one because we don't need that other portion. I say that and now my screen went black. Okay, I like that. Fades to black. Thank you. The screen fades to black. While mine goes straight to black again. I've been finished for a couple hours at this point. I'm so far ahead of work. I'm starting to run out of ideas for things to do. As I reached over to shut my laptop down, the phone in my pocket began to vibrate. I think that's the second time I said embraced. Dread embraced me. Let's see if we can find. I miss when you could highlight a word. Maybe that was Word Doc, and it would give you suggestions of similar words. What are suggest edits? What is that? Is there not one? Okay, define embrace. What's that? Okay, there. Hug, cuddle, clasp, squeeze. Okay, now here are the suggested ones. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for stopping by. Have fun. How long are you staying at the academy? Canoodle. Look. Scripps, you argue with me about canoodle, and there it is. There it is. It's not what you told me it means. I mean, you're a moth. I'm not surprised you don't see anything. Oh, chat's hiding it? Okay, hold on. I actually have to move chat. Chat's covering my buttons. Right there. Actually, we could keep it right there. Right there. Canoodle. Canoodle. Third person present. Canoodles past tense. Canoodled. Past participant. Canoodled. Gerator present participle canoodling. Kiss and cuddle amorously. She was caught canoodling with her boyfriend. Canoodling with her boyfriend. See? It's not what you told me it meant. You're nasty. It's not what you told me it meant. Right there. Black and white. Liar. Anyway. I'm gonna put chat back. Anyway, we're looking for another word for embrace. I don't want it. I use the word embrace to make it like a soft but rough grab. So I'm going to look for one that does the same one. I liked that one. Encompassed. Ooh, what you doing in there? Get out. Get out of there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get out. I'm not doing a comment. Oh, suggesting. Editing. Get out. Now, where was I? I know how to edit. Income. What did I say? Encompass? What's that? Ah! I'm gonna go do that. Hold up. I'm gonna go do that. I go do that. I copy that. Copy that. Copy that. Hold up. Copy that. Then I gotta go put chat back, actually. Did I? Yeah, I put the tab back. Let's see. Okay. Wait, where'd it go? No! Ugh. I'm trying to think, did anything happen at work today? No, surprisingly, I didn't, actually got through everything I needed to today. Except maybe, like, one thing, but yeah, today was supposed to be a busy day. And then tomorrow I gotta get through some more lessons. Ugh, tomorrow I have to remember to send an email out to all the staff, saying, testing is happening for the next couple weeks. I think for like the rest of the month. Ugh. That makes it hard because then I either have to not do my lessons or I have to reschedule them all, and it gets hard. And then I think there's my own testing, like the kids have testing, and then I have to get ready for my testing, and then we have to do a lesson for like the whole school, and I might have to do it on my own because we can't afford a program that we do every year because they cut our funding. I'm sorry, I'm complaining. many things in the air. That's another thing. There's a chance of sickness. I woke up with something in my throat this morning. Children. I don't even know if I can say children. There's just sickness going around. The only reason that, someone at your job is sick? Who's sick? Text it to me. I need to know. Hold on, is it my girl? It better not be my girl. Is it the guy with the horse? Better not be the guy with the horse. I hope it's your boss. No, wait, who? I just named like 3 people. My girl? Not horse. No, my girl? Oh, it should have been your boss. Not my girl! Dang it. Darn. The only reason, now that I think about it, that, it's, what do they call it? That, any place that has kids in it, so, like, daycares and schools and stuff are, like, what, incubators or something? Not incubators, a place where, like, germs and stuff grow, whatever that is because kids don't wash their hands and they touch everything. That's the only reason. If they actually wash their hands, it wouldn't be as bad. Gosh, the places I've seen these kids' hands go, then they start touching. Oh, it is an incubator? I thought it was like a place where you put chickens. Like where like chicken babies come from. Or something. You know? Anyway. Okay. Tapped. Okay. As I reached over to shut my laptop down, the phone in my pocket began to vibrate. Dread encompassed me. I already know what kind of phone call this will be. I'm trying to see if I can change this line at all. I already know what kind of phone call this would be. I don't know if I should change this line or keep it the same. Because maybe I'm going to be... If I change it to be more descriptive, I might be too descriptive. Like, I can leave it as is, or I can say something like... As I reached to shut my laptop down, the phone in my pocket began to vibrate. Dread encompassed me. The ringing of his voice was loud in my ear. Will you help me? Will you help me? The favors never cease. And then we can go to the next paragraph. But maybe I'll just leave it like that, because then that might just be too forward or something. But I could change it to a line of like the ringing of my brother's voice. I want to add the word ringing to like indicate something. But that also might just be too much. The ringing of the prelude of the ringing. I want to say like the ringing of the prelude of the phone call. The phone might be vibrating, but the ringing of my brother's... The phone might be vibrating, but my brother's voice rings in my ear. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I think I'm just making it way too much. I hesitantly picked up the phone and winced. The screen read... Oh, yeah, he doesn't even know who it is. The screen read Big Baby Brother. A name that is all too accurate. I think I don't need the I don't think we need that part. Oh, I forgot I changed the names. A cheery voice responded back, "Hey, Kennth. That tone is nothing but trouble. Let me guess, you need me to pick up your kid again." I don't think we know who's talking. "Hello," I said. A cheery voice responded back, "Hey, Kennth. That tone is nothing but trouble. Let me guess, you need me to pick up your kid again." Yes, he has a fever right now, and that's the wrong kind of thing there. I'm alone here until a groan escaped. A groan escaped past my clenched teeth. Oop, I said teach. I still didn't say teeth right. Teeth. Fine, I already know. I promise I'll make it up to you. I immediately hung up, not wanting to hear more. I'll just say immediately hung up. I mean, that already says that he doesn't want to hear anymore. I immediately hung up and sighed. I'm gonna say without missing a beat, I slid my laptop into... Hold on, apparently I spelled that wrong. I slid my laptop into my black suitcase and headed towards the door. You'd think this would be the usual for me. One call for the kid, another for him, and just forget about his wife. I really don't get it. I let the door close behind me. After the locking click, I looked at my assistant next to the door at her desk. Without looking, hold on. I said looked, and then I'm saying didn't look. You'd think this would be the usual. One call for the kid and another for him, and forget about his wife. I really don't get it. Let the door close behind me. After the locking click, I looked to my assistant next to the door at her desk. I checked my phone to see the traffic time to get to the daycare. Without looking, maybe... and began to speak to the assistant at her desk next to me. Without turning, I said, "Cancel everything for the rest of the day. For me, I have a family emergency." "Yes, sir." I don't know if we need the replied part. The only sounds left was that of a symphony of work being done. One person was working on a return tablet with another, while another worked on a new computer. Grunts, huffs. See, now I'm getting into the story that I can't tell if I should be changing anything. So I have to like slow down and go back to this story to make sure I'm not like skipping anything I could change. I'm gonna go back to the when they were chatting. I promise I'll make it up to you. I immediately hung up inside. Not immediately. Well, I could say quickly, but then it feels like there might have been some hesitation, so I'm going to leave it as immediately without missing a beat, which feels like third person talk. If I leave, I don't even like the phrasing I just put, without missing a beat. What's that thing called? That you pull it back and then it goes and they use it for like music to help with timing or something. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm just wondering if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Metronome. Metronome. Can anybody hear it? Metronome. Oh, there it is, metronome. At the... What is that? A fletchling? What's a fletchling? I feel like I should know what that is. Fletchling. Oh! Too common. At the beat of the metronome. Yeah, I like that one better. At the beat of the metronome, I slid my laptop into my black suitcase and headed towards the door. You'd think this would be the usual for me. One call for the kid, another for him, and just forget about his wife. I really don't get it. I let the door close behind me. After the locking click, I checked my phone to see the traffic time to get to the daycare and began to speak to the assistant at her desk next to me. Without turning, I said, cancel everything for the rest of the day for me. I have a family emergency. See, I'm kind of fine with this because it's just kind of sudden where he walks through the door, he's checking his phone, then suddenly there's an assistant. Kind of like, dude, you didn't care that there was a person right there. At least that's the vibe I'm getting. By the way, there is an ad break coming on in about, like, what, a minute and a half? Leaving the ad on just helps support the stream. Let's take that time for, like, a stretch break, water break, whatever we need. And then we'll be back to get to writing. We don't... Oh, I was going to say, we don't have that much writing. We actually do a little bit. We'll finish up this writing. Post it on AO3. And then... Yeah, we'll kind of go from there. We'll go from there. We'll see if we'll do some fun writing or review Red Bracelet a little bit. We'll review we'll probably review Red Bracelet or do fun writing. We'll see what we have going on from there. Support the stream with Amazon Prime if you have that, or if you don't want to do ads, you want to skip them. Or you can also check out my Ko-fi, buy this kitty a hot chocolate, or check out my services. I can write stories for you, as you can see here, my writing skills, or I can provide beta reading services. I can read your stories and provide some feedback. I also do voice acting. What is the other thing? If you want to be a VTuber, I can help with that as well. Let's see. Wait a second, wasn't I supposed to have a ponytail? I thought I gave myself a ponytail. Yeah, we're doing a ponytail. Give myself a ponytail. We do ponytails on writing days. Anyway, let's see. I made myself too big. Hold on. Whee! No, let's move that here. How big do I want to make myself, actually? Let's do that. Okay. Oh, we already did that. Did we? Oh, no, we're almost done, actually. Oh, maybe? Oh, no, we're not. It's just like a page and like a third. The only sounds left of the symphony of work being done. One person was working on a return tablet with another worked on a new computer. Grunts, huffs, clicks of tools falling on the floor bounced across the entire room. The tone is much better than hearing others. The tone is much better than hearing others talk. Okay. The ad break is starting. We'll be right back. Please take that time for some self-care, and we will be BRB. Oh, I forgot we're not on this one. We need a button for the writing one. Move chat. Hit the other button. I'm like, and then wait for me to appear. All right. How was everyone's break? What y'all do? I went stretched and my room was invaded by cats. I had to kick them out. They found my Cheetos. They ate my Cheetos. They ate my Cheetos. My foot hurts too. My goal is to do 10,000 steps a day, but I haven't had a chance. Work has made it better to get at least 7,000 steps a day. I just need to somehow find a way to get those other 3,000 steps. And then the other hard part is getting them done on the weekend. I can kind of do it if I have my treadmill out. Speaking of which, Scribes, can you get the treadmill out for the weekend? Ugh. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway. We did that. As I walked across the parking lot... We already know he's headed to his car. We don't need to mention that. As I walked across the parking lot... Lots of... See, I don't need to mention a lot of this stuff. As I walked across the parking lot to my car, thoughts of what would happen when I get home seeped their way in. We don't need to mention all that. As I walked across the parking lot, thoughts of home seeped their way in. That's all I literally need to say. I don't need to add all that. This is, you can literally see my first time writing. And, like... This is why I've done so much. I honestly, wait. Let me see, actually. I'm gonna check something. Hold on. I thought I had to hit a different button, but apparently I don't. So, I started this story back in... Oh gosh, it's been that long? Holy... Wow! Wow! Who wants to guess when I started this story? Holy cheese nuggets. And I've been working on it on and off? Wow. Wow. Oh, really? Really? That's what you want to do? $2019? Oh, earlier versions were merged to save space. Huh. Okay. Apparently, at least according to this thing. Really? I thought I started it like 3 years ago or something. Apparently, I started this baby back in... You might be right, because it says 2020. October is like the earliest it can tell me. Right now, it says earlier versions are merged to save storage space. So it might be around that time. But I started this back in 2020. Or earlier, but I've been working on this for over 5 years, and not consistently. Edits. So I see edits in 2021, 2022, 2023. So I skipped a year. Maybe like a couple edits here and there every year, but never consistent. 2021 is when I really started working on it. Started it in 2020. Started making some edits in 2021. And then edits here and there the later years, but never consistent. So yeah, apparently I did that in 2020. COVID really did something. Wow, COVID did something there. Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I did. Where'd chat go? Chat, where'd you go? Chat! Chat, don't leave me here. Okay, chat. Yeah. What I'm trying to say though is that, yeah, this is the first story I wrote to start getting the feel for writing again. And during those times that I was writing on and off, I probably wrote this when I was still doing romance. What is that? As I was saying. Legs. Legs. Legs on the menu. Anyway. As I was saying. Yeah. I probably mostly read, gosh, that was like, I can't even remember. When did I really start getting into otome, games and stuff? Anyway. Yeah, 2020 is the start of a lot of stuff. I was getting into VTubing. I was doing romance novels, otome novels. I was doing like YouTube. I was doing a bunch of stuff at that time. I'm just gonna guess. It's still all within like 2022 current times. And when I was starting to get into writing, I wrote this. And I think I thought I was like decent, but then as the later years was going on, I would look at this and say, oh my gosh, this is hot garbage. It's decent garbage, but it still feels like hot garbage. I also didn't really want to go back and edit it. It's like once I write something, I don't want to touch it again. I don't want to touch it again. Yes! Nice. So... Peak. So, sis is playing Peak. So, yeah, once I was like, you know, I want to get better at writing. Once I really wanted to be able to write again, I knew that if you want to get better at writing, you need to read. You need to read constantly. Well, not constantly, but you really do need to read if you want to write better. So I started getting books and started focusing on how they were writing. Yes, I'm reading otome games, but they're not going to be descriptive like in books. And on top of that, if I want to get into my genre of romance, I need to read romance novels and see what kind of ideas and examples I can pull from there. So I was in writing groups, especially during COVID. I was in writing groups. I was being given support. I was finding communities during there. So I was getting quite a couple of ideas and support. You're going to see reviews for some books that I'm going to be posting. They're not going to be anytime soon because I'm scheduling them out. I'm scheduling videos out now. But I'm going to be doing a book review for some of the books I read during that time, which is going to be Emergency Contact. Mwah! Loved that book. That book was so good. That was, I think, one of the first books I started to read when I picked up books again. That one was so good. It was so cute. So cute. And I like to read clean books. Nothing against authors that write stories with like intercourse and stuff in it. It's just I just prefer like the giddy ones of like hand holding and stuff. That already makes me so happy and like embarrassed and shy and stuff whenever I read it. It's just, I don't know, I just kind of prefer that. And Emergency Contact was one of those that did that. Oh my gosh. And then I'll be doing one for Roommate. That was another one that was really cute. That one was Emergency Contact, I think, was a little bit more on the younger side. They had someone that was just starting college, and then the other person was a little bit older than that. Roommate had was adults. It was so funny. That one was so funny. Another one I just finished that I read during stream, which we will be doing reading books on stream for Thursdays when I can stream. Not tomorrow. I have to do a work thing. But we'll do it next week. The next book that we're reading is by the same author of... Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait, no, hold on. Hold on, I'm getting it confused. The other book that I'll be reviewing that we just read on stream, Conquest. Conquest. That one did have not explicit coitus in it, but it did mention it quite a bit in it. But yeah, and then the next book that we're going to be reading is Game On, same author for Conquest. I think this one is a bit more, has a bit more, I think they're older characters because they actually have like their own business and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then something I do want to mention just because I'm like really excited for it, only because it was on TikTok. Only because it was on TikTok. The Hello series. The Hello series. I'm not reading all of them. I think that one is a little bit more, quite a bit more, I think, explicit. The reason I'm reading it, though, is because I'm a heavy person. I am, as much as these models don't let me show it. That's why I want my own personal model. There aren't really customizable models, except for one. Magby, maybe. But she doesn't really have a short model. That's why I don't really use that model much. But yeah, I like the Hello series, the idea of the Hello series, because all of the main characters in those series have a big woman in it. So even though they're more explicit, they have a big woman in it, and I want to read those. I want to read those. I'm also finding out more books that I want to read. As much as I wasn't interested in it, I am leaning more towards the monster side because I am a monster girl and part of the monster girl group, so I want to explore that side a little bit more. And then there's a lot of other series I'm hearing about, and they aren't like as explicit or anything, so I want to explore the romance side. I really want to dive into it. There's conventions for romance novels. Like, I really want to dive more into this. I want to be more a part of the community. I want to do more. I probably do too much, but yeah, I want to do more for it. There probably is more and more people. I'm just not searching deep enough. I'm not putting myself out there enough. That might be it. I don't know. Anyway. Let's make sure we can finish this chapter. As I walked in the... Oh yeah, we got rid of that whole line there. But yeah, I feel like I'm doing a lot better because I'm actually reading, and even though I'm not like specifically like looking for how they write it or anything, I can already get the vibe of it for writing. As I walked across the parking lot, thoughts of home seeped their way in. The kid will be asleep in his bed. I might have to help him into it if he doesn't feel that well. Oh, I didn't spell that one right. I will probably need... Oh, I just didn't have the apostrophe. I'll probably need medicine too. The worst part will be when the mother comes home. She hates handouts and will probably complain about anything and everything. Not sure if her husband will do anything this time or not. I got into my beat up car and headed to the preschool. Which isn't too far from where I work. I could literally say within like a couple minutes. I'm gonna say in 5 minutes. That's gonna make it, that kind of sounds a bit too close. I'm gonna say like 15 minutes. I got into my beat up car. What's another way to describe beat up, though? Should I say dented? Rusted? I think I'm going to say rusted. In the rear view mirror, I looked at the car seat I had gotten for him. There were crumbs in the creases, but the light bounced off the black fabric, looking almost new. I knew it would come in handy considering things. By the time I realized it, I was already... Well, I said he got there in 15 minutes. I said he was already there, so I'm kind of... I'm really time jumping here. I'm surprised the editor I showed this to didn't say much about these. I think I'm going to remove this line. And then just kind of keep going. The front door of the school was a rainbow of colors with animals covering the windows and blocks stacked to hold it up. Hold the entrance up. A little much, but the point gets across what this building is. Sadly, this building is one I have to see much too often. As I walked closer to the door, a woman popped out. "Hi," she exclaimed. I continued to walk past her and made my way to the kids' room. The walls are filled with paintings of different animals. I can't tell if the kids or the adults here drew them. See, the thing is that I put what do they call italics or something? Whenever he thinks things to help indicate that he's thinking. Because apparently that's something the editor said that she can't tell when he's thinking. But then I also don't know when to put them in other areas. That's the other thing I can't tell. "Hi, Uncle Kent. Hi, Uncle Kent," shouted my 5-year-old nephew. I looked at him from over the small gate separating us. I never said how old the kid is either. "You don't look sick, kid," I replied. "Hello," cheered a bubbly voice. I looked up, but not too far, to see his teacher. Her hair is black. I haven't seen that kind of hair in a while. "Hi, my name is Viola. I'm Junior's teacher." How old is the kid? Well, if he's walking and talking, then he's not like... You'd have to guess like 3 to something older. "Hi," I said and extended my hand. "It's nice to meet you." She took a step back and quickly grabbed my hand and lightly shook it. Her hand completely fit in mine. "Look, I'll keep things short. I'm just here to..." "My Uncle Keith owns the computer company down the street." "Oh, that's nice," she responded. "Yeah, and he lives with us, so he saves money." Alright, let's go. I could feel my blood pressure rising. I began to fumble with the sliding lock on the door when the teacher tugged at his shirt and got down to his eye level. "Honey, can you look at me for a second?" she said. Wait, I think I'm going too fast again. Hold on. Well, they're just talking. That's another thing I do, is that I have characters talk a lot. Again, I think that's again from me playing a lot of romance novels. There's a lot of talking, but then again I think I played different games, and there was a lot of description. They were just in like text, but it was kind of hard to see. I know you're excited for me to meet your favorite uncle, but how about we save that for another time? Maybe when you're feeling better so we can enjoy it together. He patted. How about I walk with you to the door? Okay, I rolled my eyes. He is too peppy to be sick. As I opened the gate, she took his hand and walked down the hall to the door. The teacher's focus was on him while I text my brother that I got the kid. His wife isn't going to be happy about this, but when is she ever happy? Now you stay safe and rest a lot, okay? His teacher said. He nodded his head vigorously and hugged her. Give it a few more years. Junior might be about the same height as his teacher. And you, she said while looking at me. I stepped back a bit from the shock. You should take it easy, she said with a small chuckle and walked off. What is that? It's a Whalmer. Okay. Before I could respond, Junior grabbed my arm. I'm not sure if he's pulling me or I'm starting to feel his weight. I gotta look up something real quick. I just realized. Because they're... Define feeling. What is... Okay, define... Light. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh gosh, I'm in trouble. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh no. Uh-oh. Ooh. So I'm reading this description of feeling sick, and earlier, sometimes I get this experience where everything that is in the room that's white becomes really, really strong. I'm now thinking that that's me being lightheaded or dizzy. Or, wait, what? That's either me being lightheaded or faint. I've never knew how to describe that feeling where everything that's white in the room becomes extra strong. I didn't know if that was my eyesight. That's why I said I'm in trouble. That's why I was looking it up. I'm like, because I've said this before. I've said this to my eye doctor. I've said this, I said that, I can't remember. I think I said this to one other person. I said, everything in the room that's white gets brighter. And I don't know what that means or what I'm supposed to do. But now that I'm reading this... Hold on. But now that I'm reading this, I'm like, is that feeling faint or lightheaded? And I'm looking it up. Feeling faint means feeling like you're about to pass out due to temporary lack of blood flow to the brain. By the way, this is AI. Oh, where'd it go? Where did I go? Why? Why? Why you do that? Why you do that? That's not nice. That's not nice. That's not nice. Don't do that. You're telling me need to fix this one, because why is the tail like that? The tracking is also, like, really slow. Really slow on this one. What kind of stuff does this model have, anyway? What kind of stuff does this model have? We're gonna play with this one. I have different outfits! I'm a wizard. Ooh. Wait, why is wizard on here twice? Oh, that was a top, that's why. My bad. Pigtails. Ponytail. Ooh! We're going out tonight. We're messing around today. We're wizards. We're wizards. We're wizards today. What else? Why do I have pigtails twice? I don't know. What about this one? What if I hit pigtails here? Oh, that one was just straight up pigtails. Okay. But it also changes the outfit, so I don't know. Anyway, we're messing around. Let me check the settings on that, actually. I did change it. Where do I go for that again? Let me move chat. You told me you have a lot of points, so I'm not phased. You're here all the time. I'm not surprised. And then you get extra points for, like, talking and stuff, so yeah. I think it's viewer rewards, power up channel points, manage, go down. Where's hydrate? Edit. Redemption cooldown 20. Oh, that's why. There was a 1. Limit redemption per stream. 1. For some reason, it automatically put 1 per person per stream. So I removed it. It's saved. You should be able to do it again. That's weird that it does that. Wait, that reminds me. What about the, what about all the other ones? Makes me worried. Let's see. Oh, I went to the wrong section. Like devotion. No, that one doesn't have a limit. What other ones did we put limits on? Or is that the only one that we put a limit on? I think that's the only one we put a limit on. Oh, okay. Did we do anything for the transformations? No. Okay, just making sure. Cool, I'm gonna go back to the other one. Okay. Okay, so that's back. Cool. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so I was saying, I'm gonna pull that back up. So I just realized that after reading this about like feeling sick and going to the doctor, I'm now making the connection. Even though I've asked a doctor and my eye doctor before, what does it mean that when I see everything that's white get brighter? if that means anything or what it means, and no one has been able to tell me anything. I'm now realizing I think that means that I'm feeling faint. I think that's what it means. But when I read the definition, by the way, this is an AI answer, by the way. Feeling like you're about to pass out due to temporary lack of blood flow to the brain, causing lightheadedness, which I'm thinking it might be lightheadedness, not faint. Dizziness, vision changes, blacking out, seeing spots, sweating, nausea, and weakness. Maybe weakness. I do feel a little bit weak. Followed by brief loss of consciousness. I do feel like I'm about to pass out. Common causes include standing up too fast. That does happen after I no, not sometimes it happens when I'm standing up fast. Sometimes it's even when I'm just standing up or just standing. It's not always when I'm just standing up. Sometimes it's when I'm just there. Dehydration, stress, pain, underlying heart, nervous issues, whatever, then all their stuff that we don't really need to look at, because then it's just saying like anything and everything at that point. Common causes: dehydration, low blood pressure. No, sorry, low blood sugar. I don't eat enough sugar. I had withdrawals because I suddenly took sugar out of my diet and I had like tremors. Anyway, so I looked up lightheadedness. Before I get to that though, feeling like you're about to pass out. I don't feel like I'm about to pass out. I feel... What you mean? What you mean? I am a sugar addict, but because I don't eat as much sugar as I used to, like, I used to eat sugar at work all the time. Now I don't. It's hard. It's hard out here for a kitty. It's hard out here for these streets. But yeah, I don't feel like I'm about to pass out. I feel like I need to sit down. I don't feel like I'm about to pass out. I just feel like I need to sit down. But because I can't, I'm usually with kids or something. Because I can't, I tough it out. I tough it out. I just pretend like I'm fine. Due to temporary lack of blood flow, maybe, probably. That's probably why that happens. Causing lightheadedness. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, lightheaded. What does that mean? I would think like your head goes like that, like they do in shows. My head don't do that. My head don't do that. I'm just like, okay, stand still, I'm busy. I can't sit, I can't do anything. I just stand still. I don't feel like I'm going. I don't feel like I'm doing that. So I just slightly see, when you say woozy, I feel like that's like a stomach ache. You say woozy, that feels like I'm about to puke. See, using words, using terminology is so hard. Vision changes. I'm not blacking out. I'm not seeing black. I'm seeing white. Seeing spots. I'm not seeing gray spots. Sweating. I'm not sweating. Nausea. I'm not feeling sick. Weakness. I do feel weak. I do feel a little bit weak. Just a little bit. Often followed by a brief loss of consciousness. Yeah, I didn't lose consciousness. I do feel like I need to sit down, though. That's about it. Now moving on to lightheaded. I feel like that's a bit more accurate. You feel dizzy. I don't feel dizzy. Woozy. I don't feel like I'm gonna puke. Unsteady. Yes. Yes. I need to sit down. I need to sit. Where'd I go? Guys, where'd I go? Peekaboo, this is my dress. I like this model so much. This is, of all the models, this is my favorite model. I know everyone likes the prison model. It has so much. It updates so well. But I love this Zen model so much. So much more. I wish it could have the outfit. I do prefer the hair on the Prism model. I wish the Prism model could have the keyboard. I love the wings in the Prism model. But the sass in this one is so cool. The keyboard on it, There's just something about this one that just is amazing. Anyway. Where'd I put it? Where was I? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Hold on. Huh! That's not the one I was looking for. Oh, there it is. Oh, and the love beams! This one has love beams! Oh, I love this model so much. I'm sad, though, because if I look back at the, videos I've posted, of all the models that I've shared so far, the Yuki model, what is that? Oh, it's a Soul Rock. The Yuki model did not do good. The Yuki model barely got any views. The Prism model, looking shorts wise, the Yuki model did not get any views. It got like 30, 50 views per short. The Prism model, 2,000 views. 2,000 views. And I'm not sure if that could just be like my videos wording or something, so that could be on me, but I released like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I released 5 videos of the Yuki model. One of them at least should have been high, but each of them has like 50 views. Average. Between all of them. Literally 50 each. Prism model, both of them. Just 2 videos. Not even with my current design. 2,000 views. I probably would need to look at how many likes each of them has. Views is one thing, but likes on them and stuff is another. But yeah, 2,000 views. The Yami model, which I think has really good ear movements. Again, 2,000. One has 2,000 views. One has 30. So I don't think I have enough information, stats. I don't have enough stats for that one. I can't remember their actual names, but the one model I have that doesn't have lines on it, the lineless model is what I call it, 1,500 views. Only one video. The Zen model, this one, only has 25 views. Like, what? Again, one video, though. The latest model, the big girl model, 1,000 views. 1,000. Yeah. And then, again, I posted another video with the Yuki model. 60 views. The video just came out today, so it probably needs more time. But again, it's right now sitting at 60. So, but that one tells more of a story right now, so it might go up higher. It talks about the new year and stuff. The other videos with her in it were more like memes and stuff. I didn't think that model was that bad, but yeah, it's... Anyway, I'm just like chatting the rest of the stream. I honestly thought I thought that I would be going through all these stories and like doing stuff, but I'm like dragging. Anyway, I was talking about being dizzy. I'm gonna go through it again. Lightheaded, you feel dizzy. No. Woozy, I don't feel sick. You feel faint. I forgot what I was saying about this. I feel dizzy. No, I don't feel like I'm about to fall. Woozy, I don't feel sick. Unsteady, yes. Yes, I feel like I need to sit down or I'm gonna fall. I feel like I'm gonna fall, so I need to sit down. You feel faint. I don't feel like I'm going to faint, but again, I feel like I need to sit. Often due to temporary lack of blood oxygen. Probably, maybe I got up too fast. Probably happened today, because I was no, I don't even think I got up. I think I was just walking and looking at kids or something. But yeah. While usually temporary, like standing too fast, might be a sign for dehydration. I think at that point in time, it was 11 o'clock. I hadn't had a chance to be in my office where my water bottle was. So that actually might be accurate. That's probably accurate. Low blood pressure. Again, I have been having low blood pressure. The theory right now with my doctors is because of one of my medications. One of my medications might be causing my low blood pressure. Scribs, was it the pro one? The green one? I think it was the green one. Right? I think it was the green one. At least that's what the theory is right now. I think if it is, I'm talking to my neurologist anyway next month about it. So we'll figure it out anyway. But yeah. Anxiety, which I've been having. Speaking of anxiety, my medication just got refilled. Yay! I need that to be picked up. Yes, please. I'm gonna see my psychiatrist. They gave me homework, and so far I haven't been doing good. I'm trying what they're... Yeah, I thought we put all the medications to be picked up on the same day, so I don't know if you can ask them about that. It's weird. I didn't even get a notification. I didn't say to refill anything, so I don't know. Yeah, I've been having anxiety. I'm trying to do with what my psychiatrist says. So far, it hasn't been going too good, but it's been doing better. But I don't feel like things are decent. I'm okay, though. I'm okay. I'm doing better than I was, honestly, last year. I feel like I've been doing better than I did, like, a couple weeks ago, to be honest. I've been doing better. Serious illness, like heart problems. I don't know. It's different from vertigo? Relief by sitting, lying down, and drinking water. Probably. So, probably low blood pressure and need to drink water. So, I think that feeling is lightheaded. Even though it doesn't feel like that's the right word. I feel like faint is the right word, but I think the accurate word is lightheaded. Dehydrated. I think I'm probably just going to say dehydrated. Common causes: dehydrated, blood sugar drop. Forgetting to eat! Forgetting to eat. Sudden position change. Illness, anxiety. Oh, those are from panic attacks. I wasn't having a panic attack. Blood pressure meds. Anemia? Huh. Anyway. Hold on, I have another one. Side effects of low... I don't know how to spell. Of low blood pressure. This is literally some of the kind of research that you need to do when you write stories. Another word for low blood pressure. Hypotension. Reduce oxygen to the brain and organs. Dizziness causes dizziness, lightheadedness, fainting, fatigue, blurred vision, nausea, confusion, weakness, fast heartbeat. I did not have a fast heartbeat. Severe drops can lead to shock, medical emergency, immediate attention, marked by cold, clammy skin, rapid breathing, and confusion. There it is. Blurred vision or distorted vision. There we go. That's one. Fatigue, weakness, or sluggishness. Accurate. Confusion or trouble concentrating. That's just my ADHD. I don't know. Confusion or trouble fast, shallow breathing. No. Fast heart. No. Okay, so dizzy, didn't faint. Blurred vision, no nausea. Fatigue. That's just my ADHD. Clammy, no. So I'm missing just three of those, but yeah. Anyway, let's finish this off and then we can raid and run. Raid and run. Let me put this away before I... Anyway, now, before I could respond, Junior grabbed my arm. I'm not sure if he's pulling me or I'm starting to feel his weight. Oh, I think, you know what this kind of story is now that I'm thinking about it? He's narrating. He's narrating his whole life and everything. I think that's the kind of story I wrote essentially, so I don't need to describe as much as I think I am. All right, okay, now I'm getting it. Before I could respond, Junior grabbed my arm. I'm not sure if he's pulling me or I'm starting to feel his weight. Either way, I didn't want to risk it. I wrapped my arm underneath his and I don't think we need underneath his and walked to the car. I unlocked the car when I noticed his eyes getting droopy. As I put his seatbelt on, he passed out. I don't know if I need that last part. Before I could respond, Junior grabbed my arm. I'm not sure if he's pulling me or I'm starting to feel his weight. Either way, I didn't want to risk it. I wrapped my arm underneath his and walked to the car. I unlocked... See, you don't want to keep repeating I at the beginning of every sentence, and I have I'm, I, and I. That's another thing in writing you need to keep an eye on. You need to look out for. I'm going to say that. See, there we go. You need to look out for. Not repeating sentences like that constantly. That's why I'm like, when I read that again, I'm like, something sounds off here. Before I could respond, Junior grabbed my arm. I'm not sure if he's pulling me or I'm starting to feel his weight. I'm not sure if he's pulling me or his weight is starting to weigh me down. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm not sure if he's pulling me or his weight is starting to weigh me down. Either way, I didn't want to risk it. I wrapped my arm underneath his and walked to the car. I'm gonna say with a twist. You know what? I think I'm gonna do it. Hold on. With a push of a button, I unlocked the car. Hold on a second. Hold on. With the push of a button, the car was unlocked. And started. Hold on, the car was unlocked and ready before his eyes could fully shut. That would help with his eyes being droopy. And remove the rest of the eyes that are in there. There we go. No, hold on. Hold on. Because I didn't see this last line. Or I forgot about it. With the push of a button, the car was unlocked and ready. As his eyes were starting to shut. There we go. Okay, before I could respond, Junior grabbed my arm. I'm not sure if he's pulling me or his weight is starting to weigh me down. Either way, I didn't want to risk it. I wrapped my arm underneath his and walked to the car. With the push of a button, the car was unlocked and ready as his eyes were starting to shut. As I put his seatbelt on, he passed out. That feels a lot better than before. That feels a lot better. Great, now I have to carry him to bed. Great, now I have to carry him to bed. As I sat in the car and buckled in, I looked once more at the school. A feeble attempt to make the school look good with bright colors, a big-eyed cat and a dog mascot. With bright colors, a big-eyed cat and dog mascot, and windows everywhere to take a look inside. Not really sure what that means, but okay. I think I was just trying to describe his pessimistic look on life. But I'm feeling a lot better about the chapter. And I feel like I've improved. I feel like I've improved as an author. Am I the best author? No. But I feel like I've definitely improved as an author. And it's helping me slow down. Definitely to like keep an eye out and like look at each sentence and try to improve it instead of just blazing through. Especially looking at this story compared to going back to Red Bracelet, because I'm excited about Red Bracelet. Like, I really, really do want to publish it, know more about self-harm and suicide, and really get this story out there and help write it for those that do have these kinds of thoughts, or just have it out there for people. But if I'm so excited about it and I don't focus on it, then it's not going to be as good as I want it to be. So focusing on the nanny story, and then we can leave the ad going because I'm gonna need time to like rate and stuff. But focusing on the nanny story, putting out one chapter at a time, seeing my progress, and then looking over the Red Bracelet from time to time, I think should help me focus. And not like get too distracted by like reading through it. Also, I had a friend recommend me Cut and some other books, so that'll give me time to like read it and maybe get a better mindset. Oh, I was supposed to ask my boss about it. Oh shoot, I was supposed to ask him about Okay. Yeah, doing research for this story, because I do want to make sure it's good. Not necessarily the first story I wanted to publish, but honestly, it's probably going to be the faster route. Because this romance novel that I have here is going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time. But I do want to get it out there. I do want to get this one out there. I do want it to be my first one, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, we have an ad break coming. After the ad, we are going to raid someone. Actually, you know what? I'm going to snooze the ad. Let's see if we can find someone to raid. I think I'm going to raid... I've raided a couple of friends already. Let's see if we can raid a monster girl. One of my monster girlfriends is online. I don't know what they're streaming, though. What are they streaming? Oh, you know what? I haven't refreshed it. They're not streaming anymore. I should refresh this. Wait! Oh, that would be cool. Porcelain Maid streaming Tiny Bookshop. I've watched them play Tiny Bookshop, and that's a game that I'm interested in. I just like bookshop games. Oh yeah, format it to be like a book too. I think I'll raid my sis today. I didn't realize that they had a different model yesterday. That's why I didn't raid them. Oh, I had someone else that I wanted to raid. I wanted to raid, yeah, I wanted to raid... What are they doing? Anyway. I'm like, what am I staring at? Anyway. Let me make sure I have all my stuff. I didn't realize I had a different model yesterday. I was just like, who is that? Then I just, like, went... Wait, why'd you... When did you get that other emote? Anyway. Let me get, like, this other stuff set up. Hold on. There we go. Let me get... I'm on the wrong model. Ah, still the wrong model. Gosh. Let's see. Let's get rid of the glasses, ponytail, headband, headphones, keyboard. Well, I don't think we need to get rid of all that, but I gotta bring it back to the basics anyway. Do it again! Do it again! Why are you doing that? As we're transitioning! You know we're ending, but thank you for the devotion. Thank you for the devotion. Your submission is much appreciated. That's another thing. I really love how this model, you can really see the facial expressions. That's something I really enjoy about this model. I probably could do better with the Prism model with facial expressions if I hadn't have made it as big as I did. But I feel like the Zen model is still my favorite of all time. But yeah, so we're gonna raid my my brother. In this case, we're raiding my brother. We're raiding my brother, Sage. Oh, I gotta put that one away. Hold up. We're raiding my brother, Sage. They're playing Peak right now, Peak with friends, and they do have they're under mystical Rosalie. They're gender fluid, so they go by Rosalie when I apologize if I'm saying it wrong, but when they're female, they go by Rosalie, but right now they're male, so they're Sage. I'm not too familiar with like gender fluidity or anything, but feel free to correct me on stuff. But yeah, right now they're Sage. They're streaming Peak. So I want to support them. This is like a new male model that they're using, so I want to support them and all of this. Want to support my family. Mystical. There we go. Yeah. It's a really cool model. I think it's one of the ones that I have, which you can find on my website down below, but it's the 2.0 version. I think that's the one that it is. It's the 2.0 version. They updated a number of things with it, as far as I know. But yeah, let's go ahead and support my brother Sage. Let's go ahead and support my brother Sage. I appreciate everyone joining me for today. I appreciate it so much. I feel like I really got further in the writing, and I feel like I couldn't have done it without everyone here today. I honestly really appreciate it. I feel like I was really enlightened with how much I've grown as an author, how much I can grow with the other stories that I'm writing, and I can't wait to see how far we go with everything. Next week, it should be... Oh, shoot. I was hoping it's going to be a 3-day stream, but it's going to be 2. Except this time we're doing Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, we're doing Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at. We're doing Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday is going to be another writing day. Thursday is going to be a book reading. We're doing a book reading. I'm going to try to voice the book, and it's going to be Game On. It's going to be Game On, same author, for LoveCon. For Game On, the story is about I think it was about a guy who sells games and a woman who get your game on. Get your game on. Oh, gosh, there's a song. Get your game on. Oh, gosh. I can remember the beat. Can't get the words right now. But yeah. A guy who sells games and a woman who makes games. The guy didn't sell her game, left a bad review or something, and the woman was like, nah, I'm not about that life. I'm about to get you. So she was going to get like revenge, but now they're working together. And things are heating up now. But we'll find out more about it next week. Can't wait to have all of you lovelies there. But yeah, for writing, I think we're gonna continue looking over the nanny story, just like we did today. Hopefully, actually get to Red Bracelet. So everything that we have here, fun writing if we can get to it. So everything we did today, we'll do next week. Thursday, Game On. But otherwise, get your potions. get them on your broomstick, and while you're on that, remember your spells. Remember your spells, because we're going to head on over and see my brother stage, and I'll see everyone on the other side. Bye-bye!